Kevin Harlan here. This Friday, the NBA on Prime crew is back with another thrilling NBA doubleheader. It tips off with Tyrese Maxey and the Sixers, taking on Jalen Brunson and the Knicks at the Garden. Then SGA and the champion Thunder visit Anthony Edwards and the Timberwolves. If you're not a Prime member, just sign up for a free 30-day trial. The Sixers and Knicks, the Thunder and Timberwolves. Coverage starts Friday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, only on Prime. Restrictions apply. See Amazon.com/Amazon Prime for details.
Happy holidays. Want to give your host a gift? Consider subscribing, rating, and reviewing the show this holiday season. It really helps the show grow. From all of us at Believe, have a Merry Christmas, everyone, and a Happy Holiday.
What's up, family? Jared the Bossman here. You're tuned into the Bossman Show on AM 1010, AM 1430, 1055 The King. Check The King out at 105theking.com and the Bossman Show at bossmanshow.com. Hit me up on Instagram, The Bossman Show, Twitter at Bossman Show, and Facebook, Bossman Show. It's the Bossman on your radio.
Listen to the Bossman Show with your host, JR, Saturdays at 9 a.m. right here on AM 1010, The King.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.
Yes, BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV, covering content and hot topics from A to Z, sports, music, society and culture, movie reviews, you name it, we have it. Check it out on bs3network.com or check us out on Roku, BS3 TV on Roku, as well as check out your favorite podcast on all podcast platforms or Spreaker.com/BS3 Network.
You are now tuned to BS3 Network.
Sitting on the screen from the show, Steve Smiley, the Colorado Bears in year 6. Can we believe it? Steve, it's year 6 of us doing this, man.
6 years. It feels, boss, man, like we were doing this the first time, about 6 months ago. It's been 6 years. COVID, man. COVID.
Yeah, you got hired in the middle of COVID. We didn't do it COVID, man. It was on the phone then.
First time. Yeah, first time we were doing this, I didn't have glasses on, man. That's how long it's been.
Yes, indeed, man. Well, great to have you on the show, man. I know you're a busy guy, man, but I got to ask you, man, how happy are you with the summer and the fall so far, man? And with things jumping off here in about 2 weeks, brother.
Yeah, I feel good about it, man. I think we had a great summer. We've had a great fall. We, you think about it, we had a unique summer because we did a foreign trip. So we went to Lisbon, Portugal. And, doing those trips, you can do those only once every 4 years. And, you get some additional practices in, which I thought was really good for a team. And we got 8 new guys, 8 returning guys, so a 50-50 split. And so it's not like we're completely new, but we got a lot of new guys that will play. So getting that extra practice time, I think, benefited us. And then getting that time, the games were fine and all that in Europe, but more so just that time together as a team. I thought it really kind of built that chemistry up that we all search for and talk about. I thought that was good. So it's been a good start. I think today is like official practice number 22, which means that we've practiced 62 times because with the summer, the foreign trip, and the fall workouts, we had 40 other, kind of workouts and practices. So it's about time to get some games in.
Let's ask you a question out there, man. So how difficult is it to make practice plans? Practicing so much and not making the guys get monotonous, get bored. So how you kind of go about trying to figure out what do we need to do in practice today? We've been practicing for so much already so that the guys can stay engaged still.
I think it's an art. It's an art and a science, right? Like you got to have some feel with it. You got to mix it up. But at the same point in time, like keep the main thing the main thing. And like, the way we want to practice, we practice pretty fast, pretty hard. We don't go very long. We went yesterday for like 90 minutes, 100 minutes max. And so like we're not doing 3-hour practices, but we go really fast. We don't stop much. The teaching and the breaking things down, we don't do that on the court. It's more so in the film afterwards. But I think like this time of year, we just had an exhibition game at Wyoming. So obviously there's a bunch of stuff that we learned, good and bad, from that deal. So that drives the next several practices, things you got to work on. But I think, for us, it's you got to find a way to keep them engaged. And I think that, the best thing about our current team is we got 3 players that we have 8 returners. We have 3 players that basically were starters or played starter minutes last year. And those guys, this is all their last year of basketball here. So they're all really, they're driving the team, man. Like they're leading the team every day. They don't allow us to have bad practices, and that's a blessing for me.
No doubt, Steve. And you also got 3 freshmen, 6 sophomores. Talk about how important it is to have these young guys to kind of learn your language and learn how you do. So Blue may be an ice on the screen on this, my old school, but here, no Colorado this way. So how about that, having 8 returning guys to help guys coming in new who don't know the language of UNC basketball to be able to be on the same wavelength with everybody and doing things the right way.
That's the hardest thing, especially sometimes like for these portal guys and maybe the junior college guys too. But, they've learned a certain way at their previous school. And so like we all have different, vocabs and terminology and language. And that might be one of the hardest things to learn is that like, Zoom for one place is a razor for us. A get at one place is a hot for us. So like just learning the terminology on both sides of the ball it's a challenge. And I think that's why embracing having so much practice is a good thing. And like, 'cause we do need the practice. We're not refined right now. But I think having, 8 players back to teach it really helps out. And it's like you said, even some of our returning guys are young guys. Got some freshmen, got some sophomores, got some red shirts, and guys that will get a chance to play real roles. So yeah, it's a challenge, but at the same point in time, it's what kind of makes it fun too.
No doubt, man. And for you, man, I feel like with this new world we live in college basketball, you can still get great kids you wouldn't get a chance with now because they can overlooked by the high major or the group of 5 schools. So what about that piece for you? Finding the right freshmen to want to develop and want to get better. And hey, in 2 years, you pop, you go get paid somewhere else. But I have an understanding that, hey, if I come here and put in the work, I maybe have an opportunity to move up, but also find the right guys with the right why they want to come there to play for you and the Bears.
That's right. Like I think you just have to embrace the portal world. And it's like, we have a player back this year, Brock Wisney. He's been here all 4 years, and he wanted to stay here and finish up here and be a Bear graduate. Zach Block, he's been here 5 years. But then a guy like Langston Reynolds, who was awesome for us for 3 years, and he got in the portal after last year, helped us win a championship, and went to Minnesota. And it's like, so it can happen either way, right? And so when you recruit the young guys, going to your question, it's like, look, we understand the reality that if you really develop and have a couple great years, like that next level, they're going to be searching you out, and we get it. That doesn't mean we don't want you to stay. If you want to stay, we'd love for you to stay, but also we're not going to hold you back. And so I think you just got to embrace it a little bit. And I think the last 3 years, including what we're going to sign in the fall this upcoming year, 2 high school kids, 2 high school kids, 2 high school kids. I don't think we'll sign 5 or 6 high school kids a year because you got to stay old, but we also don't want to be at 0. So trying to be consistent, 2 to 3 guys, 2 to 3 guys, 2 to 3 guys, watching those guys develop. You still have a core of in-house high school kids that are developing, and then when you got to plug in a portal guy, this, that, whatever, that's what you got to do. But I think we're figuring out kind of what our recipe is right now.
No doubt, man. And you know what? I see your size, Steve. I love it, man. You're switchable. You're playing fast. You're switchable with the size you have. So what about that size giving you optionality offensively and defensively? And defensively, as you do many more things scheme-wise. Those are different things that teams, because you can have size at every position that you want to throw out there.
You're right. Yeah, we have the ability to play big. We have the ability to play, small, 3 smaller guards. We have the ability to play, more traditional with, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But it's a good question because going into the summertime and with that foreign trip, we're starting to dabble with the old 2 bigs. We've never played 2 bigs a ton, and we feel like 2 of our 6, 7, 8 best players are bigs, and so like we better find a way to put those guys together because we think there's a couple of our best players in Brock Wisney and Egan Shields, and so we are dabbling with that a little bit. And then in our league, a lot of teams in our league have gotten bigger, played more physical. And so, you can combat that a little bit by doubling the post, and we do that as well. But we feel like we can play bigger this year. And we've always kind of said what we could do, but we never really do it. But, kind of out of necessity this summer, we had a couple guys injured or playing with their national teams. We played two bigs, and we really liked it. So we're messing with that, but we do have the ability to be big and physical. We can play smaller if we need to. I think we have some ability to really some pliability, I guess is the word, right? We're pliable. We can do some different things with this roster for sure.
No doubt, and it gives you more answers. So if you have say it's not going your way the first game, the first plan is working plan B, plan C, and plan D, because I feel like if you have optionality and pliability and the games get tough, you can turn to certain situations and hey, let's throw this at you. And that's it. It works. I feel like when those 3 days where it counts in Boise, it comes in handy.
I agree. And it's a good spot to be in. And, knock on wood, we're still pretty healthy. I feel like we still have a lot of roles that are trying to be determined in terms of playing time and this and that. But I do feel like we've got 12, 13 guys that are good enough to play in a Division I game. And that's not always the case. You miss on some guys and some guys just aren't physically ready, whatever it is. But I feel like we got 12, 13 guys that we could put in a game. And it's a great position to be in. But also, too, like, there hasn't been enough separation to figure out who the 8 or 9 are out of the 12 or 13. We're still going through that. And so we got to solve that fairly soon because real games are coming up.
No doubt, man. I noticed that you playing Wyoming in the exhibition. They play them again in the real season, man. So it's good to kind of see them again twice. Talk about that for your team, man. I know back in the day, I used to hate looking at the same jersey all the time. So for your guys can see a different jersey, different color, man. How cool was it for you guys finally get to do that finally?
Yep, that was good, man. And we even had a secret scrimmage before that with another Division I team. And so that was not open to the public, no stats, no nothing. But we learned some stuff in that. Then we got a chance to go up, played Wyoming, not in Laramie. That's where the University of Wyoming is. But we agreed Sundance and I to go play it in Gillette, Wyoming. So if you look at like Laramie's right here in I would call that the southwest part of the state. Gillette is way up here in the northeast corners and nowhere near each other. And they got a really rabid fan base because there's only one Division I school in the entire state. And so we agreed to do it up there. We played it at Gillette College, sold out arena. And they opened up like 300 more sold out standing room only tickets. The place was just a zoo. It was awesome. And so we played in as hostile of an arena as you'll probably see all year. And to do that in October in a game that didn't really matter, but it felt like it mattered, right? Like we learned so much. We lost at the buzzer. I was not happy that we lost, but the big picture was like we learned so much about our team. And you can play all these inter-squad scrimmages, which we do. You can play the secret scrimmages. But when you get fans in the stands and the bright lights turn on, you see a different side of some players, some for better, some for worse. And so you're just, right now, all we're trying to do is accumulate data and knowledge on our guys, and are we playing the right guys or this and that. So we learned so much. I thought we did some good things, but we also got exposed. And I think we did the same thing to them too. But it was such a great opportunity to play a game that felt so real and to do it so early on. Now we got 2 more weeks before we can play a real game.
And no doubt, now you have some tape to teach from. And talk about that, Steve, how important for young men to watch tape the right way. Because I know I'm big on watching tape the right way because that's how my father was. But showing young men what really watch for and really watch all 10 players and watch what's going on the weak side, not just where you are. Really watch the whole thing.
Well, I think for us, it gets to the team, but also to the individual. Like, we spend so much time on film, and we think it's a huge part of our player development too. And I think we've had a lot of success. People always come in and what's up with your player development and how are these guys going from, there's so many of those guys, Dalen, Dalton, Jaron Riley, St. Thomas. I could go on and on and on. Isaiah Hawthorne. How are these guys coming in and doing such a great job? Matt Johnson, all these guys that are in the pros. But anyways, I think a part of it is the film on an individual basis. So, we split our player development up, position groups. We have 4 coaches that do position groups. Coach, Houston Reed does the post. Brett Clofel does the bigger wings, the bigger guards, smaller wings, Dondrell Campbell, and then Coach Dorian Green does the guards. And so the individual film, it's just like a soft frame. Like we explained to these kids in recruiting, like, hey, if you come in one time, we show you 50 clips. It's probably too much. And then we never show you another clip for another 2 weeks. Like, that's not how you develop. It's just a soft, steady rain, right? So, like, whether it's in a game, but we also do it from practice too. Practice ends, the position coach might cut 5, 10, 15 clips, bring them up to the office, or just bring their laptop onto the court the next day, whatever it is, and just steadily show them, things they got to improve on individually. But then, to your question too, Bossman, it's a 5-on-5 game, and understanding what everyone else is doing on your side and on the other side. And I think like for me, like, going out of that Wyoming game, I cut so many dang clips. Like we can't show it to them all in one setting. We've already had two settings. We got two more, settings coming up, so that we can again steady reign. We have so much great film to teach on, some good, some bad. But I think it's the biggest thing. At this level, you would assume players do that all over the place. But to be honest, a lot of these guys that come in from portal or JUCO, they're like, man, it wasn't this in depth as some of these other places. And so we take a lot of pride in that we think it's a great way to develop guys without as much wear and tear on the court. Now, we still get on the court with those guys, but the wear and tear part's a real thing. Everyone's injured all the time. So like, how can you get better without just all the body stuff, right? This is a great way to do it.
Even in the NBA, Steve, like pregame, you got assistant coaches out there with their guys showing clips before the game, during that time on the court to warm up in the NBA. So when young men tell me they don't watch film with their old school, I'm like, what are your coach doing? He's not watching what the pros do, the highest level of basketball, doing warm-ups.
Right.
Coaches out there with their guys showing clips after they warm up or after they warm up, when they go back in the locker room to get ready. They should be showing clips of something.
That's right. That's exactly right. And I feel the same way. And so I think that, I've been at this level now. This is my 10th year here, and then 2 years at Weber State. For me, it started at Weber State when I was part of Randy Ray's staff, and same structure, same philosophy in terms of how it was broken up. And for me, like I had guards and I had the young kids, and so I really enjoyed that, like the freshmen, the redshirts, things like that. And so taking that and then coming over here with Jeff Linder, and Coach Linder was the same way. We split it all up and divide and conquer, and you got to have confidence in your staff. But like I think I got the best staff in the country, so like the more I can give to our staff, the more we can split this off and delegate it, the more work can be done. It doesn't have to certainly be all about me. We all need to have a piece in this. And so, yeah, I've seen it too at the highest levels. I mean, that's how those guys develop. They play so many games, they can't wear and tear them too much in practice, but you can still get better with the film work.
No doubt. Like I'll give you an example. Like I told you, we open up Wednesday night. We're not going to practice on Thursday. We're going to me at the plane, go to Orlando because you got OKC on Saturday on a back-to-back. So it's like right there, season starting right there. You can't practice because of the schedule with the way it is. So It's very important to look at the film, look at the clips, and be on top of that. And so I see you with Tony Lane, Mike Brave, Brian Bailey, all those guys, Ron Norred, all those guys on our staff who show these guys clips every day about how to get better.
Well, for us, like we try to always, build credibility, right? And so like, we show little hits in our meetings, like, the Netflix quarterback series, right? And you're watching how much, Jared Goff and Burrows are watching film by themselves. And then also with position coaches. And now Starting Five, season 2 just came out on Netflix, right? And so like for all the NBA guys, so it's like I'll watch that stuff and I'll make notes of it. Then I'll just put it up on my laptop and say, hey, watch how Anthony Edwards watches film, right? Like watch how this guy does this and that. And I think it builds credibility. Like, hey, these guys, the end game for every one of my players is they want to be a pro. And so to teach them how to be a pro and what these pros are doing, I think it just accentuates what we're trying to do too. But if you can show them examples like that, this is what the pros do. You want to be a pro. Let's get to this right now. And so I think it helps us as a team, but it also helps them out so much individually too.
No doubt, Steve. I got two more for you, man. I see looking at the schedule, man, at the Big Sky Summit Challenge, a great situation you got going with the Summit League, and then full invitation from my man, Shante Leggins. It's funny. Every coach in their invitation will be a motto this week, which is hilarious. I ain't playing it that way, but it's
nice.
It's the truth for everybody that's going to be on the show this week. But look about the opportunity to play in that situation with Shante and those guys up there, man, against good competition, man, at your level.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think our schedule's great. Our non-con's great. We have some really, really tough games. Obviously, got Texas Tech, which, national championship potential team. At Colorado, put at Buffs again. A ton of cool games. At Pepperdine, got Air Force, got DU. But to your point, the Big Sky Summit Challenge is great because we view it as two almost identical leagues, I think, when you look at it at the end of the year. And for us, what the two leagues do is they pair the best teams typically from the previous year. So, like, we got South Dakota, which was a 20-win team, but then we got Omaha, and Omaha won the Summit last year. So we won the Big Sky, shared it with Montana, and Omaha won the Summit. So us and Omaha, that's not an easy game. It's going to be brutal. So we got those guys, and then South Dakota comes here, and then, the Invitational in Portland with Shante and those guys. What a great opportunity. We got St. Thomas, which is another Summit League team, but they're just awesome. That's a tremendous team. We got Fullerton. We've never played Fullerton, so I'm excited for a new challenge there. And then, Coach Leggins, he's been in our league, and we're actually really good friends. And from back in the days when he was at Eastern Washington, and so to play Portland in that as well. What a great opportunity. So 3 games in 3 days. I feel really good about it. So it's going to be a really fun schedule for sure.
And I will last one I'll finish up with Steve. This is how cool is it for your guys to experience different environments, like getting to Texas Tech, Colorado, Air Force, Wyoming again, just all these different Portland. About how cool it is for your guys to have these experiences so they can really know how it feels, and then say, hey, I had a great college career because I went to play these different schools and had the best of our lives. Hey, it was a memory for me.
Yeah, I think it's critical. And, like you look at Texas Tech, they'll have a great crowd, the whole thing. We played some phenomenal games. You got to be careful how much that you do. One year we had Houston, our first game of the year, number 1 in the country, Coach Sampson. 6 days later, we had Baylor, and they were 4th in the country. And so you can overdo it too, but you got to pay some bills out here as well. But having those hostile road environments, and I think just like trying to play some of those top tier teams, it's really fun. But going back to like the Wyoming game in Gillette. It was a real goal. The reason we wanted to do that is when we play our conference tournament, it's in Boise, Idaho. There's no Big Sky teams in Boise. It is a neutral court, right? It's a neutral arena. But what it's not a neutral atmosphere. And what I mean by that is the 2 Montana schools, the Idaho schools, and some other schools, Weber State, they can drive their fan bases up there. It's not that far away. For us, it's so far away, we're not going to get a big crowd up there. So, like, we played Montana State and Coach Sprinkle in the championship, I think 4 years ago now. Neutral court, but not a neutral. It was packed with Montana State people. And then the same thing last year, with Montana, neutral court, but a ton of Montana fans up there. Now, we can't control that, so you got to embrace it. But, last year we went to Rapid City, South Dakota, to play South Dakota State. South Dakota State is not in Rapid City. They're in Brookings. But we agreed to play out in Rapid City. Awesome experience. It was a neutral court, but not a neutral environment, and we beat them. And I thought that gave our guys a lot of confidence, and to go into the Big Sky tournament. The same thing, playing Wyoming. Wyoming is in Laramie. We agreed to play them in Gillette. It was a neutral court. It was a junior college court, Gillette College. A neutral court, but not a neutral environment. It was a packed house, and it was all brown and gold, which is Wyoming's colors, not our colors. And so I think for us, trying to find ways to create adversity and that type of atmosphere early in the year. Again, and we always tell our guys, let's begin with the end in mind. Like, let's begin with the end. The end game is let's make a run in Boise and get to that dang dance, man. Let's get to March Madness. But you're going to have to beat somebody. And you look back to it, we didn't beat Montana State 4 years ago in the championship. Last year, we didn't beat Montana. It was a great game. 1-point game with 3 minutes to go. We both won the championship in the regular season. 2 best teams got to the tournament championship. They got a couple more body blows in than we did, right? But we want to keep knocking on that door, but we will never be in a Big Sky championship game and have the environment advantage. Like, that's not what it's going to be. We're always going to have more of a road environment, so let's embrace that and find a way to get through that somehow.
Steve, you know what's bad? I'm going to tell you this, man. I had a text ready to text you. Like, hey, man, let's get on the show. After I watched that game, I had a text ready for you, bro. I had a text ready to
man, we were right there.
Yeah, I was like, it hurt my soul. And I was had a text like really ready for you to say, hey, man, that's what's going to happen. It's the celebrate this thing.
I would have hopped on gladly. Man.
Yes, it was Steve. This year. We're going to do this year, man.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, just we got a picture in our program. It's this old school cartoon, and there's two miners, like these guys searching for diamonds, and you've seen it. It's just a cartoon, and the one dude got so close to the diamond, but he gave up, man. Like, there was just a little bit more wall between him and the diamond. He gave up, and the other guy just with his axe, and he's just boom, just picking away, and that's it, man. We just got to keep just grinding at this thing, man. We've been really close. We've had some great teams. Last year, we won a championship, man. We won the Big Sky, but the ultimate goal is to get to that dance, and we understand that. And so we just got to keep chopping away at it, baby.
No doubt. Well, Steve, thank you so much for your time always, brother. We were talking in March, hopefully, man, celebrating the Big Sky Championship from Boise, brother.
Let's do it, man. Appreciate you.
Anytime, brother. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate the invite.
BS3 Network. Changing the way you watch TV.
Yes, BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV, covering content and hot topics from A to Z, sports, music, society and culture, movie reviews, you name it, we have it. Check it out on bs3network.com or check us out on Roku, BS3 TV on Roku. as well as check out your favorite podcast on all podcast platforms or Spreaker.com/BS3 Network.
You are now tuned to BS3 Network.
What's up, family? Jared the Bossman here. You're tuned into the Bossman Show on AM 1010, AM 1430, 1055 The King. Let the King out at 105theking.com and the Bossman Show at bossmanshow.com. Hit me up on Instagram, The Bossman Show, Twitter at Bossman Show, and Facebook, Bossman Show. It's the Bossman on your radio.
Listen to The Bossman Show with your host, JR, Saturdays at 9 a.m. right here on AM 1010, The King.
Happy holidays. Want to give your host a gift? Consider subscribing, rating, and reviewing the show this holiday season. It really helps the show grow. From all of us at Believe, have a Merry Christmas, everyone, and a happy holiday. If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening.